Business owners and entrepreneurs with a growth and scale mindset absolutely get the need for systems. They don't always want to take the time and effort that's involved in putting them in place, but they absolutely get that systems are going to give you consistency. That if you train your team to be consistent, to follow the systems, that you're going to have a better operation, an easier life. The big piece of the puzzle, though, that's often missing is that second line management. And that's really what I want to talk to you about today on this gloriously sunny day. I've probably chosen the hottest place I could have done to talk to you from, but anyway, here we go. So this whole idea of a second line, this whole idea of having somebody who's at the helm when you're not there, who's the leader on the day. You know, it's like the you being the manager of a football team. You're the Gareth Southgate. Let's be topical. You're the Gareth Southgate of your team, and you need somebody to be your Harry Kane, to be your leader, to be your person on the field. Who, when you aren't there, when you can't get the messages through to the team, they're there. They're the person that's going to be your voice on the field of play. And what normally happens is that a business will start to grow organically. You know, I've seen it so many times that really successful small businesses have grown from a really tight-knit small hub of people. You know, maybe 3 or 4 people who've been incredibly successful in growing their business. And as a result of their success, the business grows and they bring in more people. And, you know, as we've discussed in many of these videos, you then need one right way of doing everything in your business, but you also need somebody to manage those additional people. You know, I've seen business owners having 10, 12, 15 direct reports. That's just impossible. It's not sustainable. It means that they aren't getting the input and the feedback and the development they need. And if they are getting that, then the business owner isn't doing what the business owner is there to do, which is to run the business, to work on the business, not in it. All successful small businesses need a second line, even if it's just one person. So what normally happens is that there'll be this sudden realization. Occasionally it's after I've been talking to them or whatever it is, but they get this sudden realization and there's this knee-jerk reaction and they do one of 2 things. The one thing that they do that is my worst nightmare is that they go, oh, right, I'll throw money at it. I need an operations manager. Oh, crikey, what's going to get me the sort of person I need? £50,000. I was having this conversation with somebody just last week. £50,000. For £50,000, I'm going to get somebody who's really experienced, who knows what they're doing, who's been around the block. And do you know what? You might get that person. They might have been around the block. But the temptation will be to throw out all of your good hirings, to throw out your let's hire to our values, not to our CV, and go straight for the best CV, to go for the person that has the best CV, that has the most experience on paper. The trouble is with that CV is it doesn't tell you how good they were at their job. It just tells you that they had that experience. It doesn't tell you whether they share your values. It doesn't tell you whether they're going to be a good fit, therefore, for your business. And it just doesn't say whether they're a good people manager. And really what we're talking about here is somebody who's going to get the best out of your people. That's what you want in your business. That's what you want for your second line. You want somebody who's going to get the best out of your team, who's going to build the best team, who's going to make sure that every individual fulfills their potential. So yes, absolutely, you might get lucky. You throw your £50,000 at a or more at a marketing manager or an operations manager or whatever manager you deem fit for your business, and you might get lucky. On the other hand, you might bring somebody in for that enormous amount of money. For a small business, that is an enormous amount of money. You bring somebody in, and within 3 months, either you've worked out that they really are not a good fit, or they've worked out that you're not a good fit, and you part company. And all that money in recruitment wasted, potentially a lot of your time that you've invested in them wasted. You know, as I keep saying, it does work, it can work, but not all the time. So that's the first knee-jerk reaction. Go out and throw money at it, bring somebody in, everything, all my problems will be solved. The second option that a lot of businesses take, maybe in your position, the position you're in now, is that they take their very best person from their team, the person who is really good at their job, who is conscientious, turns up every day, turns up on time every day, maybe stays a bit later, really committed to their work, really good at what they do. And they yank them out of that position that they really know and love and perform to a fantastically high standard, and they put them into a role of manager. And they say, you're the best in our team, manage the rest now. Show them how it's done. And again, the thinking is sound, but it doesn't always follow through that the person who's best at their job, the person who, you know, dots every I, crosses every T, is going to be the person who's a great leader, who inspires respect, who can get the best out of the rest of the team. You know, maybe they just love doing what they did. And what's worse in that situation is that very often the business owner doesn't take the time, hasn't got the time, more often than not, hasn't got the time to develop that individual as a manager, to teach them what it takes to be a great manager, a great leader. And let's face it, business owners quite often are self-taught. They don't necessarily have the, actually an awful lot don't actually have the skills of good people managers themselves. And I mean that with all due respect, because they're bloody good business owners. They've you know, achieved successful businesses, but they're not necessarily good at managing the team. You know, that small team that they had, that little tight unit, they were probably all quite self-managing. They all knew what they were doing and they just got on and did it. And as this team grows, the business owner quite often finds out that they are the one who isn't very good at people management. So they're usually the people that go, oh, I'll pay £50,000, I'll bring in the management experience. But if they're the person that goes, I'll promote so-and-so, that'll take all of that people stuff off me. They'll be the block, they'll be the barrier between me and the team. They're actually just creating a bigger problem for themselves. They're putting somebody in place who doesn't know what they're doing. And again, great example of this, a business that I've worked with for quite some time now. When I first went to them, exactly that had happened. It was a very successful professional practice, and they had promoted 3 of their best professionals to be managers within the business. Now, sorry, I'm actually beginning to sweat here. They promoted 3 of their best professionals to be managers. One of the guys felt that everybody that was in the team should be able to work as hard and as fast and as accurately as he did, forgetting that he had started in a very different place, forgetting that he'd had to grow and develop. And he would take work off these individuals, go, oh, I'll just do it myself. Take work off the individuals in the team and work really long hours to do their work. And of course, what the team did there was go, okay, if you're going to do our work, fine, we'll do the bare minimum, we'll give it to you, you'll go, oh, that's not good enough, and do it for us. Not great for the manager, not great for the business, and certainly not great for the development of the team. One of the other managers was just really soft and lovely, this sort of, oh, bless them, sort of person. The sort of person that the team would call mum. No real, a lot of liking there for this individual, but no real respect. And it's really difficult to go from a situation where the team were just completely disrespecting, not in an aggressive way, but just disrespecting the managers, because the managers were just getting on and doing their job without actually developing the team, without understanding what the role of a manager is, without understanding what the role of a leader is. They were just doing the best they could, but they didn't have the skills. They didn't have the mindset to be a manager. There was a lot of that, oh, they won't do this sort of language. I've asked them to do it, but they won't do it. Talking about the group of the team as they, and not even individuals within it. So there was an awful lot of work that had to be done to give those managers the skills that they needed. It's not easy being a manager. Some people take to it like a duck to water. We've all met those people. They're really good at relationship building. They're really good at building respect because they're very straight, they're very direct, but also they're kind with it. They're very good at what they do. They're very good at teaching other people to do what they do. Those sort of people are naturals, but not many people start out as naturals. Not many individuals who are promoted into a management position have the confidence immediately to do what's needed to be done. And as I've worked with businesses over the past several years, looking at developing their systems, their planning, their customer experience system, their people systems, hiring and training and performance management, the big missing piece of the puzzle is management development. And that's really where the Managers Development Programme came from that we put in place last year. And we've had 2 groups of people go through it now, and they've absolutely loved it. And if I can tell you why they've loved it because one, it's the timing of the sessions is, it's first thing in the morning, 8:30 till 10 for the training sessions, and 8:30 till 9:30 for the mentoring Q&A sessions. So that 2.5 hours in a month, that's great. It's great. It doesn't get in the way of the day, so the boss is happy, the managers are happy, the team can all work around it. It works. So timing wise, it's great. Content wise, biggest thing that the managers absolutely love when they see it on the curriculum for the program. They go, oh God, I can't wait for the feedback session, because it's big B. The feedback session. We've talked about feedback in the past. There's something about feedback. People hate giving feedback. They fear the reaction that they're going to get from giving the feedback. So as soon as we give these managers this is how you give non-confrontational feedback. This is how you receive feedback, and this is how you act on the feedback you've received. It's like the weight of the world is lifted off their shoulders. If we just taught them feedback, they'd go away happy. They'd walk out even more confident than they walked in. But we don't stop there. Obviously, we talk about how to delegate. An awful lot of business owners don't know how to delegate. So how can they teach their managers to delegate if they don't know how to do it? We teach them about the customer journey. We talk to them about performance management. We talk to them about training and that one right way to do everything in your business and how to get everybody to do it. That's all part of being a great manager. And we teach them the mindset that's necessary for being a good manager. It's not about, people often used to talk about, the difference between a manager and a leader is that leaders are born and managers are made. That's just not true, in my opinion. I really believe that you can develop somebody to be a really good leader if you give them the tools and the confidence to do it. And these days, you can't afford to just be a manager, just look after the logistics of the day, just look after the operation, just make sure that everybody's following the systems. You have to inspire and motivate. You have, that's part of what we teach about feedback. Every bit of feedback should inspire and motivate somebody to do a better job. Employees these days, maybe employees going back hundreds of years, want to be led by somebody who believes in them, who believes that they have potential, who understands that that they want to add value to their day, who understands that they don't want to be bored when they come to work, who engages them, who treats them as adults, who involves them in the plans for the business. And this is where we're going. This is where we're going. We're going to, it's going to be great. Look, and this is your role in it. It's those sort of skills really are mindset skills, and somebody can learn them. So yes, you absolutely want your managers to be very good at organising and making sure that things happen when they're meant to happen. But you also want them to lead your team. Going back to our football analogy, you want them to be the Harry Kane. You want them to lead by example. You want them to bang the goal in the net when it's required. That's what you want. And you as a business owner, if you want your managers to be like that, then you either have two choices. You either invest the time and hopefully, if you haven't got the skills, then you'll find the skills. You'll read up on it. You watch videos. You'll come and talk to us. So you either invest the time in developing them yourselves, or you send them to me. The development of managers is one of the greatest joys of what I do now, because I see how it fills that void between the business owner and their people all following their systems. It's so essential. Now, we've got a program starting on July the 6th. It's starting at 8:30 and it'll run through to 10, that first session. How about you send somebody that you know is going to be a good manager? How about you send somebody that's in a management position already? Or even, how about you come yourself and learn how to be the manager that you would love to have in your team? Learn how to pass on those skills to the people coming through. Because the best way to build a manager in your team is to grow your own, is to have your planning system that you have got a planning system, haven't you? A planning system, a planning cycle, 90-day cycle of goals and plans. Part of that is having a really good people plan, so that in 12 months' time, we're going to double in size. We're going to need a manager. We're going to need another manager. We're going to need 3 managers, whatever it might be. That you plan for that. And then you look at the team that you've got in place and go, who's got those skills? Who's already got the respect of the team? Who's really personable? They may not be the star in terms of how they perform in their individual role, but oh my life, they really have the ear of the rest of the team. They really could progress and develop into a really good manager. So it's not always the star. Again, look at football. It's not always the star of the show who's captain. Quite often it's just that person who can bring the rest of the team together. Have you got that person in place now? Could you develop them within a year? I really am melting you. So that's really what I wanted to see. Having that really strong second line is so important if you want to scale your business. You can't scale your business without a strong second line. It has to be there. The choice then is, how are you going to build that second line? You're going to hire it in, take that risk. So I can't get over this. I am absolutely, oh dear. Are you going to do that? Or are you going to grow your own? Are you going to give them the development and the encouragement and the support they need to be the manager that you need them to be? So you've got a really good choice to make. You've got just over a week to make the choice to send somebody onto the Managers Development Program. Give them that opportunity. It's a 6-month program. It's 2.5 hours commitment every month. Plus, we talk to you before they start and say, what is it you're hoping, what are their weak areas? What do you want them to focus on? What do you want to get out of them? We talk to you again at halfway through and say, how are they doing? Are you noticing a change? Are you noticing an improvement? What areas do you want us to focus on for the second half of the program? And then we talk to you at the end again and give our recommendations for how they can improve and develop, what we've seen in terms of the change in them. They get the support of a community through the Managers Club, which is a Facebook group. They get to ask questions and put their challenges forward at any point that they have one. It's a really comprehensive program. It's designed to be that way. So have a look at the brochure that I'm going to put in the chat box. Have a look at it, have a read through it. If you've got any questions, obviously get in touch with me. That's me@mariannepage.co.uk. Get in touch, get them booked on. Let us take that pain away from you. Let us develop your managers to be the managers that you need them to be. That's all I have to say for now. I am now going to go and have a very cold shower. And I will probably not talk to you again from this very hot space. But it has been lovely. Don't think it hasn't. Anyway, speak soon. Have a great afternoon and a great rest of your week. Mwah.